Hello everyone, welcome to class series, and in this video we're gonna be learning the short summary of the poem Heaven If You Are Not Here on Earth. Basically this poem has been written in Kannada language, but this is the English version of this poem and it is written by poet Kuvempu. This poem makes an attempt to give the reader a glimpse into the rationalistic outlook of the poet. The poet has tried to argue that concepts like heaven, God, and nymphs, etc., are man's creation. Entities like heaven and God exist only on the earth, and you cannot find them anywhere else. The poet suggests that one should perceive divinity and enjoy the heavenly bliss in the company of nature itself. The poet strongly believes that heavenliness and worldliness are not distinct or two separate entities, and argues that there is no difference between worshipping and adoring nature and worshipping or adoring God. In the first two lines, the poet addresses heaven and declares emphatically that if heaven does not exist on earth, where else can it be? It only means that the reader needs not look for heaven in the skies. If at all there is an entity called heaven, one must find it on the earth only and nowhere else. The poet Kuvempu refers to our belief about gods and heavenly nymphs. The poet expresses his conviction that there is no distinct or substantial entity called as God, and it is man himself who is God. Similarly, there exist no entities called as heavenly nymphs. He firmly believes that we ourselves are the nymphs, and the nymphs are to be found nowhere else but on this earth only. The poet wants to dispel the popular notion that gods and nymphs live in the heaven. The poet, who wants to dismiss such beliefs, tells the reader that we ourselves should become gods and nymphs. The poet wants us to give up our belief that we go to heaven after death, where we find gods and nymphs. The poet tries to introduce us to the different forms or parts of heaven that exist on the earth. He presents a mesmerizing picture of the nature in its pristine form. The poet states that the bliss that we experience when we look at the streams that are leaping down, roaring from the top of the hills, the waves that come rolling across the seas, carrying surf at their edges, the tender rays of the sunlight falling on the vast expanse of green forest, and the gentle sun warming up the earth, makes this earth a heaven. The poet refers to the beauty of the harvest season and the moonlit night. He declares that one enjoys heavenly bliss when one watches the splendor of harvest and the moonlit night. The poet who imbibes this heavenly bliss spreads the nectar of the heaven through his poetry on this earth. A poet is endowed with a higher degree of imagination and sensibility. With these qualities, the poet appreciates nature's beauty, and in turn, the poet enables others to behold heaven on earth. To sum up this poem, the poet argues that we do not need to seek heaven after death, but can enjoy heavenly bliss even when we are alive. If only we have the eyes to see heaven on this earth. Heaven exists only on the earth and nowhere else. One is sure to enjoy the pleasures of heaven when one looks at the splendor of nature. The poet urges the reader to perceive the tremendous energy that lies underneath the physical beauty of nature. This idea can be taken as the message of the poem.